What's going on, everybody? You know what it is. You know what channel it is. It's Level M Diecast. And I want to apologize for this video coming out late. You know, it's some technical difficulties. I was unable to get this video up yesterday. I apologize, but I have it here now. We're going to roll through these. This is the first mix of the Matchbox Retro Series, Target exclusive. There are 7 models in this mix. There are your 7 models. The Skyline has a interior variation, as well as the Volkswagen Crew Cab. I don't know if I have the Skylines yet because I haven't cracked them both open. But I do know that I do not have the cargo version of the Crew Cab just quite yet. I'm still looking for that, but I didn't really feel like it was really necessary to have that to do this unboxing. So we're going to go through. There's your card art. This is the weirdest one. I mean, look at the deco on this. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like it. It's just very different. We'll crack it open. I promise we'll get all that glare off of there. We're also going to go through. We got the 63 Cadillac Ambulance. Mitsubishi Eclipse. Concept. Even though they don't call it a concept anymore. I'm going to go through the old school Jeep CJ. The Chevy K1500. And, of course, Volkswagen Transporter Crew Cab. So we're going to move these over here. And you know how we do. I'm going to move the camera down. And turn on our handy dandy rotator guy. We're going to start with the Mitsubishi Eclipse. And sometimes the blisters, they just don't want to cooperate. They just don't want to do it. We're going to make this cooperate with us, guys. All right, there we go. All right, so in my video the other day, I told you guys to do a unboxing for this. I mentioned that I didn't think that this was a remake, and it's not. It is not a remake. It's not a reissued livery. However, I also mentioned I didn't think that they ever used the 5 spokes on a previous version, but they did. So I'll show that to you here in a second. But this one's really nice. We get quite a bit of tampo print on it. You know, it's front tampo print, but it also gets that strut tower brace area, which is kind of the top of the model. But I really like it. It's got that legit Eclipse logo on the back that they put on the actual Eclipse. I don't think this is a bad model. Obviously, this wasn't the production version of the Eclipse that actually came out, but that's okay. Not that big a deal. It's in this dark burgundy kind of color. There are your base details. You'll notice that there is not a new copyright date on there, so there should be no modifications to this casting from the original version. So this is not the original version, but this is the closest thing to this new version that we got previously. And on top of that, this is the only previous version that got the 5-spoke wheels. So I just wanted to throw that up there for some comparison. All right, next we're going to go with the Cadillac Ambulance. This one was so much nicer. So much nicer. Throw that out there. Pull this guy off. Pull that guy off. Now, it's kind of unfortunate we don't get the hearse anymore. And obviously issues with the hearse are because it's not exactly a welcomed model in other parts of the world. Hearse is actually not the same kind of symbol as we would see it here in the US. But, you know, I think at some point in time it may show up again, probably in a premium line. It's a little bit different, so which will be really, really nice. Now, this model's been retooled many years ago. Obviously, this has not been recently retooled. There's all your chrome details on there. So this doesn't have 2 copyright dates because really all they did was just eliminate that metal from the top. And it's actually kind of cool because you can see in there's quite a bit of detail for the interior of this model. I do have the original release. Let me get that. So this was the debut release that it came out in. I don't remember what year it was, but it was really nice. It's actually a relatively heavier model just because there is quite a bit of metal to it. Very, very appropriate on the period, direct deco and whatnot. I think it looked really, really good. I'm not a big fan of classic Cadillacs, but I think this is an integral part of the Matchbox collection. Next, we're going to go with the Jeep. This is the 1960. I believe this is just a CJ. I'm not a Jeep guy, so bear with me, guys. Now this one is a reissued livery, 100%. However, the previous version actually had a variation to it, which I have, and I will show you those in just one second. This model has also been retooled from its original casting from way back in the day, way back in the day when this was originally a Kenner casting, I believe. That's kind of why the proportions are a little off on it, but it's pretty nice. It's crazy that they still make this. It's just absolutely insane. There are your details. So there you go. Original model 1983 and retooled in 2013. So this is the current deco, or style I should say. This is the previous version. So there was a number of casting changes. So for one, the front bar was changed. Obviously the roll bar was stiffened up, part added to the interior. Also, they got rid of the antenna, which was unfortunate, and just kind of beefed up that front grille and made it thicker, made the plastic thicker. This model was, I believe, had an extra piece for the roll cage, so they just integrated all that stuff into one piece. Now, there was also a variation to this model. Get these kind of set up. So there's the variation. That one had the, I don't even know what you call that wheel, the 5-spoke crown. Not really sure what that wheel is called. But there's the trifecta of this model. Got 3 different versions of it. Now, I guess you could say. We're going to go to the Volkswagen Transporter next. Pull these guys off and throw him on there. I like this model a lot. I think it's got really good detail. It's proportioned well. I like that they did a little bit newer version of a Volkswagen, instead of all just old school Volkswagens. It's a pretty nice casting. It's significant in weight. It's got quite a bit of metal to it. I'm shocked that they haven't tried to figure out a way to cut down on the metal, but I don't really think there's really much way to do that. Now there is obviously a variation on this. It's been that way since this model was new, with and without stuff in the back. So slide this guy over. So this was the original release, its debut color. I do have both versions of every single one released thus far as cargo or no cargo, as well as the color changers model, which was actually a plastic body metal base, but it still had the same interior variation, which was pretty nice. Really liked that a lot. So there's the Volkswagen. All right, now we're going to roll on to the Chevy K1500. This casting's been out for 30 billion years, I feel like, and it's been used 30 billion times. Get those off of there. This one's also been retooled as well. Now, there's been several versions of this that have come out since it was retooled. And really, they just retooled it to eliminate metal on it, which there really isn't that much metal on this casting to start with, which is a little frustrating. They also integrated the roll bar into the interior so that it was a little bit better fit. Previously, I believe the roll bar was a separate piece from the interior. So this deco was actually used a couple times in a way. So we're going to just set that guy on the side. Set him over here as we get this as it roll around. So it was issued in this red and yellow chrome base. So it's the same style print, just different color. You see as it rolls around. It was also issued in this black and yellow and hot pink, which is, it just screams 90s in case you're wondering when this truck actually came out. That's 100% 90s right there. Chrome base again. You see all that plastic in the bed. They really didn't eliminate that much metal, to be honest with you. It's a little odd. So this is a direct release, re-release of this guy. So there's the exact deco. Now, in my opinion, I really feel like the Retro Series that Matchbox does for Target should be filled with stuff just like this. But they need to do just enough difference to make it worthwhile, because if not, that's not going to work for us collectors. So we really need to make sure that we get that stuff done up correctly. All right, I'm going to let those roll. We're going to go to the Skyline, 71 Nissan Skyline 2000 GTX, which is what most people are going to want. Put these guys off of there. So this was the original base. Sorry guys. Just realized I forgot to show you the base on that guy. And then here's the base on the new one. In case you want those deets. Everybody might want those deets. And just real quick, the Volkswagen Transporter cab as well. Sorry, didn't mean to get out of sequence there. So there we go. There is the Skyline. I'm gonna let that roll around for just 1 second. It's a weird fuchsia color. It's actually a lot darker than I thought it was going to be when I first saw pictures of it. It's weird, and the deco's weird. But I like that it's different. I like that it's something different. And to be honest with you, people will probably not hoard this one as much simply because of the deco. And maybe Matchbox did that on purpose. Who knows? And there's your details up there. Now, I don't know if I can get the camera to cooperate or if I can get enough light in there. All right, so you see on the left side there, you can tell that there's a racing harness on the seat. It actually turns out pretty good. So what I'm going to do, we're going to do this right now. I have one more. I'm going to crack it open. Let's see if I got lucky. Nope, I did not get lucky. So both of mine have the racing harness. So unfortunately, I got two of the same ones. But that is the variation. Now, I do have the original release. So you see the racing harness. And then no racing harness. Now, also on the racing harness version, like that one is, if you were to drill this out and take it apart, there is an actual engine detail as part of the interior. It's kind of a little Easter egg. I actually was going to try to find one of my spares that I had, and I was going to drill it out just so I could show you guys. But my car situation is a little crazy because I got that show coming up, Timber Dan Toy Show, on the 9th and 10th of April. Actually, it's just the 10th. So things are kind of crazy. I'm trying to get stuff together and get ready out there to sell. Okay, now we are going to finish with the Bronco. This is 1972 Ford Bronco. Now, this 1972 Ford Bronco is a re-release deco. So let's pull these garbage cars off of there, right? No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding, guys. All right. There we go. So there's the last model. It's 1972 Ford Bronco. It's pretty sweet. I like the purple. I think it's perfect for this particular model. That tow hook is absolutely hideous. I like that there's a tow hook, but this model just really shouldn't have had a tow hook on it, in my opinion. You guys can agree or disagree or voice your opinions. Let me know. All right, so there are your details on the bottom. 1972 Ford Bronco, 4x4. Pretty cool, 157 scale. So this is actually a re-release of the Superfast. And this is, I believe, 2008 Superfast, I believe. I mean, you can tell right away these purples are unbelievably different, but it is based on that same deco purple with the black fenders. Obviously, the bases are different, the color's different, and not as much detail as well. But that is definitely intended to be the re-release. So, there you guys go. There is the walkthrough of Batch A of Matchbox 2021 retro release from Target. They seem to be hitting relatively decent now. I still need to find, obviously, the Skyline interior, which is a pain in the butt because it's black, and the Transporter cab interior variation too. But those will come in time. So hope you guys enjoy this. Hope this helped you out. Hope you guys can get out there, get these if you want them, scoop them up at Target. Definitely want these to keep selling good so that they'll keep making these, and who knows, maybe in a year or two we might get an actual completely separate line, which is just Retro Series, which would be sweet. All right, guys, Level and Diecast rolling out. Moving on to my next video. There will be a doubleheader today, a little sneak peek, so get to it. Later.